2, 3. Hello, welcome. This is the Genesee County Compassion Club show. I'm your host, Jeremy, coming to you live from allpointstv.com. How's everybody doing today? It's beautiful out there. It's gorgeous summertime. It's like 74 degrees. Couldn't be better. And I am in the clouds, man. I'm on cloud 9. Check it out. Love it, John. John's in the studio here. All Points TV, always making it happen, making me look good, as good as possible anyways.
Yeah, you look like really like you're like, look like you got this real kind of a fly image going on now.
So high.
Yeah.
So high.
Yeah, those wraparound glasses,
Yeah, feeling it, man. All right, I got a lot of stuff I want to share with you guys today. I got some news. I want to talk about the club. The club is going on. It is amazing and beautiful. Got some pictures I'm going to share with you. Let you know what's going on, different events. Let you know what's going on with the world, and let you know what's going on with medical marijuana here in Michigan. So let's get this going. Let's get this started. John, you got some pictures for me, man? We got a new club, folks. If you haven't been down to the new G3C, you're missing out. It is now open. We are rocking and rolling. It is happening. Address 6340 North Genesee. You can't miss the sign. John, show them the sign.
That's what I got up right now.
Oh, yes. Love that sign. Got that sign kicking.
I noticed you didn't go with the pot, the pot leaf like a lot of other places, or the green, cross.
No, man, we're not doing the cliche thing.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I mean, it shows originality.
Well, we use a lot of sativa, and that sparks creativity. So it can't be held back.
I'm gonna put up the next pictures of the parking area.
Ooh, yeah. Concrete parking. Hello. It's a beautiful thing. For those of you that have been at the old club, you know what I'm talking about. You don't have to deal with that anymore. We have concrete with lines and stuff in it. It's awesome. Check out the front of the building. Got the new awnings with the new logos on there for the Compassion Club, and of course for the Growing Concern as well. I gotta give props to Special Blend Productions, who made that happen, made it look as beautiful as it is. Also props to Michigan Window and Tint, who put it on, made it happen. You guys do amazing work. And if you guys need help, if you got a business you're building, or maybe something you're rebranding for your business, whatever, I couldn't recommend these guys more. They do top of the line work. Obviously you can see it there. So thank you very much. And I think it makes the club look beautiful. Beautiful. All right, show them another picture, John. Give me the walk-in.
Yeah, I'm going to do the first one where they got the doors. You should have got the picture.
You walk through the doors.
Vendors and staff.
The glorious doors of the G3C. And there you have it. That's our mantra right there on the wall for all to see about positive patient outcomes, and basically sticking up for the community and for you guys. That's what it's all about. You got the gorgeous fountain there. Make sure you take a good look at that. And if you have to run to the bathroom afterwards, it's not far away. Sometimes it has that effect on people.
Yeah.
But that's the check-in area. If you walk in through there, if you're brand new or if you're a patient, you're going to go to the left. If you're a vendor or staff, you're going to go to the right. Show them the vendor doors if you would, John. That's labeled for you. Make it easy.
Yep, I got it.
All right, beautiful. All right, and then give them the next shot. The next shot is where you're walking into the educational center. It's been completely revamped. Most of you have been through the old educational center at the old club. And, it was nice. It was very wonderful that we had that. Now it's been incredibly, vastly improved. There is a pool table there. There is a video game center there. I think I neglected to get a shot of the video game area, but it's there. All right, a couple of widescreen TVs for you to plug into. We got the Xbox, PlayStation. But then as you can see, we do have the pool table. We got the full-on bar, so we got tons of refreshments for you guys. We've added stuff to the refreshment lineup. So for those of you that like orange pop, orange slice.
Yeah, I got the snack bar picture up right now.
Nice.
Yeah, the snack. That looks really slick. I mean, it looks nice.
Yeah, we got the big projection TV in there. We got another big projection TV in the clubhouse. What's the next picture we're looking at, John?
Let's see. I'm going to do interior shot 1. And it shows, that's where the mural is. We were talking about that.
The mural. Okay, so now we're over into the Holistic Center, better known as the Growing Concern. Yeah. So, again, Michigan Window and Tint. Man, oh man, look at that. It's beautiful. Yeah. It looks like you're walking into the enchanted forest or something.
That looks something like that rainforest thing down there at Great Lakes Crossing. The wall, that mural kind of reminds me of something they would have.
Yeah. I hear there's bingo fairies on the other side of that, but you want to leave them alone. All right, that is the Growing Concern. It's beautiful. We got a full-on menu to serve you guys, and then as you can see, we're starting to get some products in there. I talked last week about the bath bombs You guys can blow it up. Yeah, and we got all kinds of new products coming in. So organic honey, I can't get enough of that stuff. It's absolutely delicious. There's other kinds of natural herbs and salts and teas and all the good stuff we had before. And like I said, we're adding stuff on as well.
I just saw an article online somewhere that said most of the honey that people purchase at the supermarkets thinking they're getting really honey.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. It's not real honey. It's just sugar water and stuff.
It is.
And
corn syrup.
And coloration, yeah.
Watered down. No good. Yeah, no, you want the good stuff. That's what we have. We have the good stuff. All right, what else are we looking at, John?
Okay, let's see. We got that one picture there of it looks like that. That looks like that green area. What do you talk? It's another.
We're still in the growing concern.
Which is a public place, though.
That's right.
Yeah,
Thank you for pointing that out, John. That is open to the public. You can bring your grandma there. You can bring your kids there. It's all good. There's no cannabis there at all, and we're keeping it that way. It's completely legit. It's all licensed. Come on in, bring your family in, get some food, take it home, eat there if you want to. I think it's going to be the new local hotspot once folks figure out the menu and the fact that they can have something that's incredibly delicious right there, that's going to be also healthy at the same time. I mean, it's hard to find that around the area. It's there now, and our menu is just getting going. We're going to be adding to it, so it's going to be incredible. And yes, it is open to the public, so anybody can go into the Growing Concern. You don't have to be a member. You can just come on in there, get yourself some lunch, chill out, and enjoy it. It's something unique to the area. I guarantee you that.
I'm going to show you I got the picture of the kitchen area.
Check out the kitchen. That is Miss 420 in the photo for all of you that are unaware. Miss 420. Yes, and the kitchen. Look at that kitchen, man. It's rocking.
That looks like someplace major catering or regular restaurant would have,
Yeah, we got Emerald tied up in the corner.
Yeah. You got to just break glass in case of emergency.
That's right. Break glass. Ramsey will come forth.
There's so many good chefs out there too on TV now too. So
you betcha. All right, so we got the kitchen. It's beautiful. It's amazing. What else we got, John?
Let's see. I'll show this one again. And it's like I'm jumping around because you had like 12 pictures, and I was trying to pick it right.
It's a big place. 14,000 plus square feet. For those of you that were wondering, how big is this new place? 14,000 plus square feet. Previous amount that we had was like 7,500 plus. So it's a big improvement. Big deal.
The picture I got up here now is like one of the bars, and it's got the
big green neon sign.
The t-shirts are under there and stuff like that. So this is a little.
That'd be back to the Ed Center then if we got t-shirts.
Yeah.
I think I did include a shot if you happen to find it. It's got a really awesome neon green sign. It's got our old original G3C logo on there with the Genesee County Compassion Club, and it is over the top of the bar that is in our clubhouse. And I didn't take too many pictures of the clubhouse because while I was in there with the camera,
I got that up.
We had it going on, and I didn't want to try to go.
Yeah, so I thought that
ruin people's privacy and all that. You know what I mean?
That's an area I couldn't go to because I'm not a member, or I don't have a
That's
card.
right. You got a glimpse into the private area there, John. Just a small peek into the window of Valhalla.
No, well, this was like this has got the signage you're talking about, the old original logo.
There you go.
So that's what.
That's your peek, public. That's your peek into the G3C private area. That is a clubhouse. That's where we get it on. And those of you that are members, you know what's up. But yeah, absolutely. It's a huge area. It's beautiful. We've got more vendor spots now than we had previously. We've got a full-on menu so we can serve you guys. We've got TVs around the room for your entertainment. There's widescreen projection as well, music, all the good stuff. And we constantly have our regular events and all that going on as well. But the best part about the club is the members. They're all there. They're making it happen, and I love it, man. You guys rock. But that is the new club. There you go. That's it in a nutshell. You got pictures of it. You can see it for the world to see. It's out there. Check it out. Drool. Come and enjoy. That's what I got to say.
I post these pictures on Facebook, my page, and one of the people I asked if there's going to be a chance of more jobs being created from the club.
Job creation.
Yep.
Yes. Job creation has occurred. We've had to add people, and that's because of the fact that obviously it's bigger, so we need more staff. We're expanding our services, so we're obviously needing more staff for that as well. Yes, we have created three new full-time positions. I think our club staff now is about 25 people on staff, and most of those people are working full-time. So you bet we have added more, and we're looking to add more Again, I mean, it's a constant thing of growth right now. It's a beautiful thing, and it is good. It's good for the economy. It's good for the members, and it's about putting it back into the membership. That's how our club works, and that's why it continues to work. So, yes, job creation has occurred for all of you out there, and no politician can take credit for that.
Yeah, that's like, well, I remember a former president saying, you didn't build this, somebody else did. Well, that's BS. You guys...
No.
The members here built this. So you acknowledge other people had, but it was the members. It wasn't some bureaucrat.
Yeah, no, our members did this, so, and our staff. You guys did this. So give yourselves a pat on the back. Please come and enjoy, and tell us what you think. We want to hear your comments as well, too. So. All right, I'm going to talk about some events and moving on here. We do have our upcoming Adopt a Highway here. It's happening in the middle of July. We've got our sign-up sheet at the snack bar, at the Ed Center. It's all around the club. The event date will be posted on Facebook soon, I'm sure, and we need your help. All right, we're cleaning up M13. It's the middle of the summer. We've already done it once this year, so it shouldn't be too dirty. Nice little walk in the morning on a Saturday. Just please come out and help us out if you can. We greatly appreciate it. It is a privilege for us to be able to continue to help out the community, to return a little bit of the goodness that comes to us. That's what this is all about. So if you can help out, please just take a Saturday morning and help us out with the Adopt a Highway. Next thing I got going on is the Soup Kitchen. Soup Kitchen is rocking right now, folks. Last time we had Soup Kitchen, we served 160 plus meals. That's a lot of food, folks. There wasn't any leftovers. I know a lot of times we have leftovers, bring them back to the club, let you guys snack on them. Didn't really happen this time because people needed the food. And in that result, or I guess in that scenario, we need you. We need you to help out with the Soup Kitchen. We've had a little platoon that keeps showing up and helping out at the Soup Kitchen. Excuse me. And these guys are heroes. They keep showing up time after time, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have anybody to serve. And as much as I love them, we need some new faces. So caregivers, vendors, I'm talking to you guys. Stuff like this really helps keep our positive image in the community, and it is a privilege for us to be able to take part in it. It doesn't take much out of your day. I know you guys are swamped and you're busy, so if there's any way possible that you could help us out with our next Soup Kitchen, we greatly appreciate it. You do get fed for being there, and food's awesome, man. Matt does a great job. His cobbler is like famous now. You know what I mean? Peach cobbler, it's off the chart. It's worth going just for that. Seriously, peach cobbler, it's ridiculous. There's so much butter in that, you don't even know. All right, but please come down to the Soup Kitchen next month. We really need your help. It's always the last Friday of the month, so it makes it nice and easy and simple. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys there, okay? All right, other things we got going on. Hello, I got softball jersey on. You guys probably can't see it because I'm hiding behind the thing, but here I am in the clouds, floating with softball. We got our championship game tonight out at, Bicentennial Park in Grand Blanc. Softball team's been kicking booty, and thank you. Thanks for putting it together. Thanks to our coaches. We got George and, oh shit, I just forgot my coach's name. Holy crap. That's not good. All right, I'm coming back to that one. But hey, the softball team's kicking butt. It's awesome times out there. If you guys can come out, we got our last game of the season tonight. It's awesome. And thanks for all the team members showing up and making it happen. It's cool. Another league we got going on right now is golf. You guys have been kicking it on Mondays. It's awesome. And then we also have a golf outing coming up. And if you can sign up for that, that's happening in August. Coach Charlie. All right.
That's his real name, or is that what you're going with?
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
All right. No, that's it. All right. I want to talk about some other things that have been happening. High Times Cup just happened last weekend. I know a lot of you guys made it out there. That's freaking awesome. Had some huge names show up for performances. That's a huge event.
It was huge. I was out by there the other day, and I was like, "What the?" And I saw that. I went, "Oh, I forgot about it."
Yeah.
I don't go to them because
this is the fourth annual one, I do believe, and it is getting bigger and better every year. They had A-list celebrities out there doing shows. Big deal. And I think it's great for the community. It's another event, helps bring economy. We were talking about that. That's great. And it continues to be a positive event. Didn't seem to be any big arrests or big riots or, people running into telephone poles, stupid stuff like that. So all in all, I think it's a positive thing, and I think that's good. So kudos to them for getting it done. All right, I want to talk about Michigan, talk about what's happening with Michigan medical marijuana, and let you guys know what's happening. Right here in Michigan, we've got the original system happening. That's still going on. Nothing's changed. And then we have this new program coming up for medical marijuana where they're going to be licensing large places, basically. We've talked about it extensively on the show. I'm not going to get into much more detail than that. But what I want to bring it up for is the fact that Michigan just had its first meeting, per se, dealing with this new medical marijuana program. It's kind of like a get to know the public, if you will. So we talked a couple weeks ago about the new board members that were elected to the board of this new program. So you've got 5 people basically have been elected to head up this new program. They're the board. They're in charge. They're going to basically approve, draw up the rules. They're the king cats. All right, and a few of these board members are a little bit controversial. Some of them have been known to be antagonistic to medical marijuana. Actually, firsthand accounts been recorded. You can check them out on Facebook. But at any rate, this first meeting went down here just a little bit ago. This happened, I believe, June 26th. So not too long ago at all. And it was the first meeting, drew a huge crowd. I guess there was 400, almost nearly 400 people, 400 plus people there. The room that they held it in only held about 200. So it was completely packed. There's people out the door, down the hall, waiting outside, going home because they couldn't actually attend the meeting. And but at any rate, all they basically did is line these board members up and said, all right, public, go ahead, give us your comments. We'll give you time to speak. A few people got up, utilized that time to voice their disapproval of some of the board members that were elected. Other folks just had concerns and questions. But this was a time for them to take basically input through question taking, the board that is, to help them develop some of their, I guess, basis for what they're going to be, putting this new program on. So here we are, the program, the new board members are lined up, and they basically start taking comments and questions, but they did not answer anything. I'm reading to you from the Detroit Free Press. Basically, they just took questions. Said, all right, we just want to know what your questions and concerns are, and then we're going to meet again sometime in October. That was the original plan. Although because of such the outpouring of public concern over this issue, the board did state that they would be wanting to meet sometime prior to the pre-planned October date, and having an additional meeting because of the outpouring here. So the chairman, Rick Johnson, and his fellow 4 board members said they were only there to listen and take notes of questions, and that these answers would come later. So basically, much ado about nothing. There were a couple people outspoken that stepped up. I think Chad Morrow, one of the people that was busted up basically, I think it was Traverse City or Gaylord area, was busted personally by Sergeant Bailey, who is one of the sitting board members of this board. I guess this officer here, and I did mention him on the program a couple weeks ago, has been known to be antagonistic to medical marijuana. His comments, I want to read these to you so that you can basically formulate your own opinions of the man and of his, candor towards medical marijuana. Let me pull this up here for you. My phone is not cooperating. I had his comments for you. Where did they go? That was the beginning of a video. I don't want to watch it. Okay. I apologize. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. All right, the Sergeant Bailey, this is the board member I was talking about, said later to an audience and in a separate phone.
Wherever you of him takes you.
They have a hard time connecting to the Wi-Fi, or?
Well, it keeps wanting to jump into a video that's on the same page, and I don't want to watch the damn video. I just want to read the freaking article. This is the problem with modern technology nowadays. But at any rate, I'll sum it up for you. Basically, this Sergeant Bailey, he spoke to an audience outside after the panel, and he brought up some comments I thought that were pretty ludicrous. One of the ones that he focused in on was that the level of THC in today's cannabis is much higher than what it was back when he was a kid, as if that has anything to do with the price of beans in Mexico. But at any rate, he's stating that he needs to have certain limits put on the amount of THC available in a product or in a plant. He doesn't seem to understand the difference between THC and CBD. He was, shown on Facebook in an interview where he's talking about them breeding out THC and in CBD, but then he mixes it back up again and says that they're breeding out CBD, but they're breeding in THC. So clearly he has some confusion on the plant itself, doesn't really understand what it's being used for or how it's being used. But he also has come out and said basically that he feels every current operating place in Michigan right now is illegal, and that they will be able to become legal once they're licensed through this new process that they're developing. Another preposterous statement is we have hundreds of places around Michigan that are legally operating. They've been zoned, they've been licensed. So I think clearly this man's in the dark, and to have someone that is that far in the dark sitting on the board making decisions for this whole new program, it just seems sort of redundant. And it certainly doesn't instill faith from the public that they're somehow looking out for patients or for caregivers or for the people that are actually involved, and affected by this law. It seems that their concerns are for corporate interest and the almighty dollar. The one figure that was repeatedly thrown up in the meeting is that Michigan is, counting on this budding $700 million industry. And, I fail to see how you can suck $700 million out of just a couple 100,000 patients. It doesn't seem right. But here we go again, sucking life out of our patients so we can fill our pocketbooks. And I just think that sort of approach to healthcare is bogus. I think it's sick. So unfortunately, that seems to be the rhetoric or the mindset of the state right now is money, money, money. And, it's nice that we had an outpouring of public support at this meeting. Maybe it set them back a little bit. Maybe it gave them a little bit more apprehension to, just do whatever it is they feel like and maybe take into account some of the concerns that were brought. But I think what we have to do is continue to apply pressure, continue to pay attention, and continue to call out baloney or BS when we see it. And stuff like this, it is baloney, it is BS, and we can't allow it. Now, as far as the board actually saying anything, no, they didn't say a thing. They didn't answer any questions, and we'll have yet to see when the new meeting will be scheduled. As I stated before, the chair, his name is Rick Johnson. He stated that they did have a meeting planned for October, but they would be hopefully scheduling a more sooner meeting. Sorry about my verbiage there. But hopefully they'll start having a sooner meeting sooner than October because of so many people being concerned. So hopefully that'll happen. I'll keep you informed as it does, let you guys know what's been going on. I don't know. It's definitely disheartening. I don't have a lot of faith in the new program. I've always said that I think it's a fat cat deal, and I haven't seen anything yet to change my way of thinking. So, all right. Moving on here from Michigan. Let's move on to another place. Let's go to the land of Mormons. All right, the land of Mormons. Talking about Utah. Utah is looking to get medical marijuana, and obviously, as I brought up, Utah is pretty strong Mormon faith, Latter-day Saints. It's the same thing, basically.
Yeah, it's a huge, politically.
Yeah, it's a big deal out there. I mean, it's kind of like being Catholic was here back in the 80s. I'm just kidding. But anyway, there's a medical marijuana initiative that's going through in Utah. They're trying to get it available for the folks out there. Utah does not have medical marijuana currently. They're looking to try to get it available. And the Mormon Church basically is weighing in their opinion, so to speak. And it does have a lot of weight. I mean, it's a very strong faith out there. A lot of people avidly follow the church or are active part of the church and will do ultimately what the church asks them. And the church is stepping up, or in their own capacity, and saying, look, and I'll read this to you. This is from Fox News, Fox Now. This is what their response was, the church. Lawmakers across the country have wrestled with whether to legalize the use of marijuana for medicinal purposes. This discussion raises legitimate questions regarding the benefits and risk of legalizing a drug that has not gone through the well-established and rigorous process to prove its effectiveness and safety. During the 2017 legislative session, a bill was passed that appropriately authorized further research of the potential benefits and risk of using marijuana. The difficulties of attempting to legalize a drug at the state level that is illegal under federal law cannot be overstated. They further go on to state that basically they feel that the medical marijuana should only become made available once it has passed through the FDA drug screening process. So that's what they put out. That's what they have to say. And it is for the folks in Utah to make their own decisions. I mean, they may take this to heart and say, look, church basically is saying no, unless the feds say it's okay. We don't think it's okay. I think it's kind of interesting that the church that started as a church because they were seeking religious freedom from the government is now looking to seek the protection and the guidance of the government before they proceed making decisions in their own personal life. I find that to be profoundly ironic.
What I think is really peculiar, too, they put such stock in the FDA's approval. Well, you see all these drugs are released, they get them bombarded in commercials, and you're saying, and then they give you this list of, possibility functions.
First of all, whoever thinks the FDA approval process is any good at all is a moron. Okay, I mean, I understand that there's scientific methods that are used and so forth, but as John just pointed out, you can't watch a doggone commercial without seeing that there's a whole long list of side effects, and oftentimes the side effects are the things that you're combating and taking the medication for.
Yeah, like antidepressant drugs. It actually could cause...
There you go. That has a side effect of suicidal thoughts.
I mean...
Exactly. It makes no sense.
And the list goes on and on. So
the medications that they have for diverticulitis or colitis or other things, and then, the side effect is diarrhea. What do you think these people are suffering from? Yes, the FDA approval process, I think, is really becoming to be I think in the public opinion, a bygone standard. It doesn't mean that it's healthy anymore. It doesn't mean that it's safe. There's countless drugs that are being recalled as fast as they're being put out. And people are now becoming aware of this and are now becoming a little bit more selective when they go to the doctor and they're asking questions. They're saying, hey, look, if you put me on this, what's it going to be like? What am I going to have to deal with? Because they know now that these drugs don't come without some serious strings attached. And cannabis doesn't compare. It doesn't compare. The side effects are cottonmouth. I mean, come on. All right, so the Latter-day Saints, which was started because they were seeking freedom from the government, from the man, are now turning back around and seeking the protection of it before they make their own personal decisions in their life regarding health care.
Well, they're also very...
It is what it is.
They don't even drink tea or coffee, though. I mean, they don't like any kind of stimulants whatsoever. And, through
yeah, so I understand this kind of goes along with their, faith, their ordained decisions. So... All right, I don't want to say much more about it. I don't want to offend anybody. I just think that's ironic, that's all. All right, let's move on to another state, North Carolina, Asheville. North Carolina has been trying to get medical marijuana. They don't have it yet. They're working on it. And I thought this was kind of funny. Asheville, if you're not aware of it, it's kind of a hotbed of liberalism, I guess, if you will, for lack of a better term. I mean, and a lot of folks, I think, view North Carolina as being a fairly conservative state. So Asheville sort of sticks out like a sore thumb in the area of being a hotbed of, free choice, liberalism, whatever. The community is stepping up and saying, as a community, hey, we are backing the medical marijuana measures that have been put forth at our state level. So there's two bills that have been put up, House Bill 185 and Senate Bill 648, and the Asheville City Council unanimously passed a resolution to support these and strongly encourage state lawmakers to legalize the usage of cannabis for medical purposes. So pretty cool. Asheville is a beautiful place. I have not been there, but I have friends who used to live there. I have lots of friends who live by the area, actually, and they go to been to the Vanderbilt estate. It's like the largest private mansion in the U.S., I think, or one in the world, literally. But at any rate, little side note, I think it's kind of cool that the community is like, hey, you know what, we strongly support this. Let's pass a resolution that says we support this. I guess if there's excessive government, there's a good example of it. All right, let me move on here. Let's see here. This was a couple different reports came out, and I think it's relevant to Michigan because if you aren't aware right now, Michigan passed a bill last year to enact funds and the capacity for universities to study marijuana-induced driving. So specifically marijuana. And what they're looking to do is to establish standards across the board, similar to like what we have with alcohol, when it comes to dealing with impairment due to marijuana use while operating a vehicle. And, we've talked about this on the show before. This is something where there are other states that are already dealing with this issue. They've already effectively dealt with this issue, and they're getting it done. But Michigan feels the need, apparently, our legislative body in Michigan feels the need to carve their own path and to spend that money to do so, which I think is a complete waste. Why don't we just go look at one of the other states and whatever it is they're doing? But at any rate, we're not doing that. We're going to do it on our own. And here's something that they should be looking at. If I get my doggone phone to cooperate. There were two different reports that were done by highway safety organizations, and they were done specifically with the states that have medical marijuana on the books, with states that have recreational marijuana as well. And they were doing research to find out if there were an increase in car accidents because of the legalization of marijuana in one form or another. Here's what they found. The first study that came out found that overall study of, I think it was a period of 4 to 5 years, they found that there was an increase in car accidents due related to marijuana impaired drivers. And the increase was about 3%. So that's what they found. That's what they concluded. Another study came out, same time, different organization, and they concluded that there was a 0% increase in accidents due to marijuana impaired drivers. So here we are. We've got two different studies that have been done by National Highway Safety Institutes, basically, both recognized places. These types of groups do studies for insurance companies, legislators, lobbyists alike, and so they're pretty well respected. It's not like they're potheads out there trying to prove that it's cool to drive while they're stoned. No, this is a regular safety organization doing their job. And what they found is that no, marijuana really is not an impairment, especially when you compare it to something like alcohol. There is no comparison between the two. Alcohol being far more dangerous when people are operating in a vehicle and being impaired by it. So at any rate, here we are. We've got these two studies, 0 to 3%. Some people might say, well, that's a conflict. How come one study says 0 and one says 3%? Overall, I think the answer here, the overall picture is it really doesn't make any difference. Now, obviously, we don't want to have people being impaired at all. Okay, I don't want to be impaired on caffeine, deprivation of sleep. I don't want you to be impaired on marijuana, alcohol, or anything. I don't want you to be impaired if you're driving, period. So I don't think that changes. It doesn't change for me. It doesn't change, I think, for the general public. So, and we're certainly not advocating that. But what we are saying is that we don't need to spend excessive amounts of money establishing unnecessary standards and protocols and then turn around and spending additional money to prosecute for those things when really the overall effect is going to be 0. That's what it's all about. So are we passing laws to line more people's pockets, or are we really passing laws with public safety in mind? We have to look at the motives behind these. We have to look at the effect behind the legislation to see what's really happening. Think about it. 20 years ago, if they had told you that the highway speed shouldn't be 75 miles per hour, you'd have probably all told them that they're crazy. There's no way you're going to travel 75 miles per hour down the highway safely, that grandma's going to be able to do it too, and we're not all just going to kill each other. But here we are today, driving 75 miles per hour down the highway. That's a new change in Michigan. Some of you over here on this side of the state haven't seen that yet. It's coming to you, an area to you. But yes, here we are. Things change, and I think that we have to be able to allow that change. We have to look at, does it really make a difference? I mean, and I guess my point to that would be, look at the Autobahn fatalities, look at Autobahn accidents, and the Autobahn in Germany, where they can drive whatever speed they want to basically in certain areas, is a relatively safe highway. If you compare it to 69 right here in our own town, 69 is a death trap. All right, the numbers on that compared to the Autobahn are not good. Okay, so speed really is not a factor. It's attentiveness. It's the car's ability to respond. It's the road conditions. It's stuff like this. All of these are factors that all weigh in. And speed is not the one thing that I guess we should be hinging everything else on. Just like cannabis, okay? All right, so I'm moving on here. That's the car stuff. Hey, have you guys heard the new, I know you're probably going to hate me for this, but I know a lot of members like country music, okay? Have you heard Toby Keith's new song? I love it, man. Wacky Tobacco. It's freaking sweet. You should check it out if you haven't. All right, normally I don't plug too many different places, but I know he's mainstream, whatever, okay? All right, something else here I want to share with you. This is interesting. Pennsylvania passed medical marijuana not that long ago. They're trying to get their program in order, and just last week they started issuing out licenses. Now, if you remember, if you recall at all, and you probably don't, that's okay. We talked about Pennsylvania's medical marijuana law. It's a fat cat system. There are not going to be caregivers out there. There's not going to be dispensaries. It's going to be a state-run, state-controlled, state-issued, top-down type of system. And unfortunately, that's what it is for folks in Pennsylvania. Here's a little bit of the slice of the cake, if you will. Last week, they had the first issuance of licenses, and here's how they basically went down. 12 licenses were issued. All right, 12 licenses to produce, procure, provide medical marijuana to the patients of Pennsylvania, just 12. And one of those licenses that was issued to a company, get this, not from Pennsylvania, but from Minnesota. And to even put further icing on the cake, the guys that are the CEOs of this company were busted transporting illegal marijuana into their state, into Pennsylvania, previously. So I don't know if there's some serious pocket lining going on in Pennsylvania. It doesn't seem right from the outside third-party perspective, I can tell you that. And overall, in my personal opinion, I don't like the way the system's set up. I think it's an oligarchy, a monopoly, whatever you want to call it. You know, when you have a product that's available across the state, really, the need is there across the state, and you're just going to allow 12 people to provide for that need, that's preposterous, okay? Anyways, that's what it is. The company's name is VIREO, Vireo, I'm assuming, Vireal Health out of Minnesota. That's the name of it. And, you know, I guess, what do I say? Congratulations to the 12 fat cats in Pennsylvania, the disciples of cannabis, you know? I mean, is this what it's boiling down to, folks? That basically these, you know, regulators that we allow to be in charge of our public domain, our public policy, our laws, our rules, our guidelines, whether it be for medical marijuana or for, you know, how fast you're driving down the road. We allow them to dub their buddies, you know, at the Knights of the Round Wallet. Is that what this is all about? And then they get to pick who gets to have the contracts and who gets to make the money, and it's gross. We can't let that happen. We can't let that happen here in Michigan. You know, we have to pay attention to where home is at, and that's where we have the most control and power anyways. So let's remember that. All right, that's about it for the news as far as events and so on. I know there's other stuff out there, but I don't want to get into all those details. You guys can check it out for yourself. You know what Google's all about. But that's what's up with the club. All right, I'm happy as hell about the club. The club looks amazing. You guys did a fantastic job. Also, I'll give props out to Sean and Josh. All right, these are two unsung heroes that are construction kings, and no, you can't hire them because they're busy. But at any rate, give props to Sean and Josh. If you guys know who they are, if you see them still doing some work around the club every now and then, they're big giant men. You can't miss them. But you better give them a high five, and they got their cards. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? These guys did amazing work, okay? And if they ever quit doing work for us, then maybe you can hire them and see for yourself, all right? But Sean and Josh, you guys did an amazing job on the club. Fantastic. And I hope you guys are enjoying the club. I really do. I hope you guys are just, you know, I know it's your new home, so it takes some adjusting, and I really do appreciate everybody's patience. I know that we have our hiccups, and we're going to have some more hiccups, all right? That's how it works when you have new things going on. But we really appreciate you hanging with us. You guys are your members. You make it worthwhile, all right? And you make it possible as well. So thank you very much. Thank you so much for being there. Come out to the new club if you haven't been there yet. New address is 6340 North Genesee. Still same township, same wonderful county. And the same wonderful members. All right, so be a part of it. Come on down. Join us at the soup kitchen if you can. Definitely appreciate it. And hopefully tonight we kick some butt on the softball field. All right, go G3C. All right, John, thank you for being in the studio with me today. I really appreciate it. I know it's way too nice to be in here, so let's get outside. All right.
I'm planning on that. So I'm planning on that.
That's right. Thank you guys. Be here next week for more of the G3C podcast. Get down to the club. Enjoy. Peace.